The United States, which was initially taken aback and worried about the rapidly developing technological prowess of China, has once again responded swiftly with a formidable weapon of its own, a powerful weapon capable of laying waste to even the most advanced and sleek weapons of warfare from other countries. As the relentless struggle between these two developed countries continues with no end in sight, the world is left to watch in suspense, waiting for the victor and learning from their out-of-the-world innovations. This situation has given rise to certain questions. What is the capability of the United States weapon? Can it really subdue other weapons in a matter of seconds? Join us as we reveal the features of the United States fighter that has secretly destroyed the Chinese nuclear space weapon. Since China announced that it was testing a new weapon with capabilities that shocked the United States, the American military experts had raised its concerns about China's development and the fact that they have been working on a new category of weapon. This revelation has led the United States to hold a meeting at the Pentagon, where the U.S. Secretary of Defense has conversations about China's space missile, which is a fractional orbital bombardment system. China's weapon involved launching a nuclear weapon-equipped facility into low Earth orbit. The main reason this weapon is feared is its secrecy and how challenging it is to intercept and destroy due to its fractional orbital bombardment system, whereas a conventional missile can be detected and shot down in advance. The new system of China's weapons has made it almost impossible to determine the target's location or even predict its route. To defend itself against such an unpredictable threat, the United States has developed a weapon that has defied all odds despite the initial challenges they faced in creating one. Thanks to the combined effort of the Pentagon and Elon Musk, the United States has created a satellite that can both detect any target at a distance of thousands of miles and destroy it. This technological marvel is none other than the James Webb Space Telescope. Before you raise your eyebrows at this, it should be noted that the James Webb Space Telescope is not just a random telescope. This special device possesses powerful characteristics that can target and shoot down phobs. To get more information about what the telescope is capable of, there is the need to go back to the time it was developed. As at that time, NASA wanted to create something different other than rockets. They had their eyes set on developing a space weapon as early as 1965. At that time, scientists offered their different ideas, such as developing an ultra-long range cannon armed with a microwave that can be fired into space on a satellite. This first idea was implemented, and it is the renowned railgun, but it didn't have the capabilities that NASA wanted. It was not powerful enough to shoot down a target in space, so they moved on to another scientist's idea, and this option turned out to be the perfect one. The Hubble Space Telescope is the first type of such telescope to be ever created, and it was initially invented without weapons because its purpose was to test the design and determine all the possibilities of space intelligence. Luckily, Hubble successfully passed the tests. It was then reclassified into a scientific telescope and left in orbit, but NASA had other views in mind, and from the success of their second innovation, they knew that what they had in mind was attainable. So they decided that it was time to develop a new telescope. In cooperation with the Pentagon, NASA selected teams at the Space Flight Center and invited several military companies, including Lockheed Martin, to develop the project, and the project gave rise to the James Webb Telescope. The James Webb Telescope is equipped with several outstanding features and technologies. It has the most powerful mirrors, cameras, and sensors that are 10 times more accurate than the Hubble telescope that was initially created. They also have incredible capabilities in the infrared range, and these infrared sensors are able to track objects through clouds, dust, and other obstacles, so it's impossible to hide. With the ability that this telescope features, the United States does not need to worry about detecting and taking down any fractional orbital ballistic missiles that might be aimed at its region at it. It is also offered a great opportunity for intelligence, and most importantly, there is no need to use radar to detect an unknown flying object, because now it is possible to inspect literally any object on Earth, wherever it is located. The sensitivity and resolution of the new telescope is wide and mind-blowing. There are even official data concerning its capabilities. According to the members that were involved in the development of the telescope, they stated that it is so powerful that it could pick out a tiny object at a distance of over 370 miles. This creates many chances for the James Webb Telescope to work together with military facilities. The B-21 Rider bomber would also be an excellent partner for this telescope because it is hard to detect, very fast, and has a powerful nuclear capability. However, its radar system is not very good, which would jeopardize the entire thing by getting detected. The telescope helps to solve the problem of precision by sending precise information about the specific locations that need to be targeted to the B-21 bomber. In addition to this, the bomber can also release multiple bombs that can travel at a speed of 1,860 miles per hour. The coordination between the satellite and the bomber relies on the internet system, and this ensures accuracy in the coordinates without errors. This collaborative effort between the telescope and the stealth bomber has the ability to destroy all of China's strategic plans. However, there's still the question of their FOB space system that is positioned more than 250 miles above the Earth's surface because a bomber cannot attain that position. To create a solution to this problem, two companies, SpaceX and Lockheed Martin, joined forces to equip the James Webb Telescope with attack capabilities, and this led to a significantly high cost of development. Comparing the cost of inventing a telescope, the Hubble telescope cost about $2.6 billion, which is cheaper compared to the $10 billion used in developing the James Webb Telescope. It is important to note that a major portion of this budget was allocated to creating a new weapon, commonly referred to as the limiter laser system. The limiter laser system is partially similar to a previous Lockheed Martin development called the laser weapon system, but it has a number of positive differences. While the previous system is literally a combat laser capable of burning through metal, the capability of the limiter system comes from its name. It limits the capabilities of its target in a very unusual way. The mirrors of the telescope collect solar energy in an internal storage, where it accumulates like a battery charge. After gathering enough energy, the pointy part of the satellite sends out a laser beam toward the target. When it hits, the beam makes the object really hot. This can make electronics inside it stop working or cause big problems. The Chinese FOB system is not safe from this innovation because space satellites can only handle very cold temperatures, not hot ones. So this has created a solution to eliminate the Chinese threat, as the James Webb Telescope can now find the FOBs using its super-precise sensors and stop it with its laser weapon, rendering the FOBs useless. This is the major reason for building an expensive telescope like James Webb. But it is not the only invention that can withstand threats from the enemy. Another candidate for the role of a space weapon is the SR-72 Dark Star fighter jet, because its body is able to withstand incredible overloads and temperatures of up to plus 750 degrees Fahrenheit, which occurs when entering Earth orbit. The Dark Star can reach an altitude of 20 miles, so the only thing left to do is to arm the fighter with long-range missiles, and the satellites of the enemy will be destroyed. Another, more eccentric version of such a weapon is the HARP installation in Alaska. Although scientists say that this is just a scientific station, in fact, an ion beam source of this size can produce incredible directional radiation. All that remains is to direct it at the satellites of the enemy, and their sensors will melt in a matter of minutes. It is clear that the United States is increasingly creating various types of anti-space weapons. However, the James Webb Telescope is still the most powerful and diverse. We can only guess how the Chinese government is going to counter this. Maybe they will redesign their hypersonic intercontinental missiles, which fly at a distance of 7,500 miles, so they will have enough distance to shoot down the satellite. However, in this case, the United States will also take actions to protect the telescope and destroy the launch silos with the help of B-21. But as usual, China does not wait for the United States to figure out its defense system in response to the invention of a weapon they don't have a defense against before China creates another mind-blowing invention that would keep the United States on its toes. China has also started the development of its own laser weapons, and from the look of things, they are not stopping at that. In fact, Chinese hypersonic missiles, 6th-generation fighter jets, and laser weapons are all in workshops around the country, taking shape. Their hypersonic missiles are already the closest thing to perfect because they can carry conventional and nuclear warheads at unimaginable speeds. They are without a doubt the most unstoppable missiles on the planet today. Some of these missiles are the DF-17, a medium-range ballistic missile with a hypersonic glide vehicle and a range of 1,000 meters. The YJ-21, a Mach 6 to Mach 10 flying missile with a maximum range of 930 miles. This particular missile is on its way to becoming the world's first ship-based hypersonic missile. The latest addition to China's hypersonic missile collection is the DF-27. It has a maximum range between 3,000 to 5,000 meters, and this means that it can strike any target at any distance. This missile, capable of striking major United States bases in the Asia-Pacific, has been in service for more than 4 years, according to a military source. The intermediate-range ballistic missile, which has never been officially unveiled, was intentionally kept secret after its predecessor, the DF-17, was revealed during the National Day military parade in Beijing in 2019. An anonymous source revealed that the DF-27 was in service before 2019, but was kept a secret by the People's Liberation Army to maintain its strategic advantage. The missile, designed for various warheads and equipped with a hypersonic glide vehicle, shares similarities with the DF-17 and the DF-21D, which is also known as an aircraft carrier killer. Then there are the laser weapons that could be fitted on this fighter. Again, China is one of the few countries that has taken up the task to develop such weapons, and they have shown how innovative they can be in their technological development. Recently, Chinese scientists reported that they had finally developed a cooling system that enables high-energy lasers to stay powered up without getting as hot as the sun. If China is able to build laser weapons with a power output high enough and a size portable enough to be fitted on fighter jets, this groundbreaking cooling system could allow for some truly infinite firing, some truly infinite destruction. The laser weapons could therefore be the most powerful non-nuclear weapon on Chinese jets, and not just because of an infinite magazine, but also because of the insane benefits that come with how lasers work. Lasers are a form of light energy, the invisible energy in their radiation. Once high enough and focused, it can detect a target from miles away and at the speed of light. This means a laser moves at a speed of approximately 18,000 miles per second, the fastest thing in the universe. As a result, no drone and no fighter can compete with the destruction that the high-energy laser weapons can cause. These weapons are also immune to challenges faced by kinetic weapons, such as wind and gravity. Therefore, there is no need for the weapon to waste its energy on these external factors, making it operate efficiently and infinitely too. A laser weapon can fire constantly for as long as it is connected to a power source, such as a fighter's engine. If it has a cooling system that prevents it from boiling itself up, and because laser weapons require nothing but power to operate, they're quite cheap to use. The use of each laser weapon would depend on the amount of power available on the fighter. Lower power lasers would destroy smaller missiles or blind sensors, while higher-powered lasers can burn through larger missiles and fighter jets to take them out of the sky. But despite China's determination to own the most stealth and deadly weapon, American laser weapons are still one of the best to be ever invented. The United States has been consistently working on laser weapons for a very long time now, and is by far the closest to enjoying the advantages that come with fighter jet-installed laser weapons. However, despite all the advantages in the world, laser weapons have the disadvantage of being complex and very delicate. So far, no country has achieved an actual working laser weapon on fighter jets. Such airborne laser weapons must not only be durable and reliable, but also be capable of standing up to the rigors of high-performance flight. It also requires the ability to generate and store a huge amount of electricity, and even if that is achieved, the laser beams themselves degrade in strength as they pass through the atmosphere. In fact, if targets fly into the clouds, laser shots may be too weak to take them out. To address all of these, the US took action by putting major American weapons manufacturers like Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman to develop a powerful and compact laser system that can be deployed on aircraft. There were promising results from the research as far back as 2002, and this birthed the Y-1A airborne laser mounted on a modified Boeing 747-400F. The Y-1A was designed to shoot down tactical ballistic missiles during their powered boost flight phase. More recently, there has been the Tactical Airborne Laser System project with Lockheed Martin that aims to mount a laser weapon on a fighter jet in 2023. Now let's talk about an interesting innovation known as the Self-Protect High Energy Laser Demonstrator, or SHIELD for short. This project is a collaboration between Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Raytheon Technologies. It is a laser weapon, and the idea for it started in 2017 when these three defense companies got a contract to work on it. Their main goal was to develop a laser weapon that can be deployed on fighter jets for the Air Force. Northrop Grumman was in charge of making sure the weapon's beam control system works well, while Boeing handled the pod subsystem, a system that carries other parts from Northrop Grumman and Lockheed Martin and attaches them under the aircraft. Lockheed Martin was responsible for the most important aspect, the actual laser, which they named LANCE, which stands for Laser Advancements for Next Generation Compact Environments. The Air Force gave Lockheed Martin $26.3 million to make LANCE happen because the company has been specialized in laser weapon development for the last 40 years, particularly with essential advancements such as precision pointing and control, line of sight stabilization, and adaptive optics made them the perfect pick to develop the most decisive component of the SHIELD laser weapon. They announced on July 11, 2022, that they had secretly delivered LANCE to the Air Force 5 months before it was due in February 2022. The company also announced that LANCE, in many ways, makes use of technology building blocks from internal research and development projects, including the Army's Robust Electric Laser Initiative, or RELI program. This implies that LANCE could be a 60,000-watt class laser weapon or a scaled-up version of it. According to Lockheed Martin executive Tyler Griffin, LANCE is the smallest, lightest high-energy laser of its power class that the company has ever built. At this stage, it's uncertain what list of aircraft LANCE is intended to equip. Lockheed Martin has, however, released concept art that shows the pod being deployed by an F-16 fighter jet, which indicated the fighter is a likely candidate. Another likely fighter that can be used is America's 6th-generation fighter under development in the Next Generation Air Dominant program. Due to the fighter jet's super high power output, it just might be the prime candidate to use SHIELD. There is proof that both Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman have released another concept for the 6th-generation fighter, and in the case of the Northrop Grumman design and concept, the fighter was using a laser shot to take out an airborne threat. Although the concept from Lockheed Martin doesn't show a similar laser shot, it did share enough similarities with the designs with the Northrop Grumman. This indicates that the artworks from both companies simply focus on different things, but indeed feature the same fighter with the same capabilities, which ranges from a stealthy design to advanced internal weapons and everything in between. Airborne laser weapons could be the end of all conflicts, the creation of kinetic weapons, and of the competition going on between the US and China, as one country would eventually surpass the other. But this occurrence won't go down without an almost suffocating competition, as the United States doesn't accept defeat, and China is not content with being the second best. Thanks for watching. While you're still here, click on the link appearing on your screen to watch another of our interesting videos. See you there.